right long.
The rolling countryside of Northland, New Zealand is the setting for the first round of the 2016 FIA Asia Pacific Rally Championship. A beautiful location that's a rally driver's dream, with fast, smooth gravel roads allowing competitors to push their cars to the absolute limit. The International Rally of Whangarei is the first of 6 events in the championship. Next heading to Queensland, Australia, then a new location in China, on to Japan, then Malaysia, and finally to India. The new season brings new cars and new competitors. Team MRF Tyres has dominated the championship in recent times, and with 2 of Skoda Motorsport's new Fabia R5s for its drivers, the team has every chance of winning the championship for the 5th year in a row. Indian driver Gaurav Gill leads the team, again with the very experienced Glenn McNeil alongside him, calling the notes. Gill's aiming to win the FIA APRC drivers title for a 2nd time.
The new car is obviously a big delight and a big step above what we've been driving in the last few years. Not that it was any bad. The S2000 obviously a great chassis and it's been an amazing car, but obviously this is an evolution of that, so it's going to be a good year. Although I'm still getting used to it. We did a lot of test miles and enough for me to find a good setup and a good rhythm, so hopefully we should be going well tomorrow in the morning, although there's a lot of gravel, so there's been no rain, so I'll have to be cleaning a lot of that gravel.
Fabian Krime is Gill's teammate for 2016, a young German driver with a lot of experience with the new Fabia R5, but only on tarmac.
It's a gravel event, and in Germany we have only tarmac. And yeah, we're here for learn gravel, and the stages are really nice and sometimes very fast and very tricky, but I think it's very good for learning here.
You're perhaps unfamiliar with the surface, but you're very familiar with the Fabia R5.
Yeah, I drive the Fabia R5 since May 2015, but only on tarmac, and now it's the first time on gravel.
Japan's Cusco Racing has entered 2 Group N Subaru Imprezas for the championship. One for New Zealander Mike Young, and the other for Sanjay Takali from India, who's making a welcome return to the series after missing last season due to illness.
Yes, I'm very happy after illness. I was sick last year. I lost 22 kilos, and I'm very happy to be back into APRC. I missed everybody. I think it's my 5th rally in New Zealand, and this country has always been great. And these roads have always been fast, I think so. Always fast.
Prior to the rally start, Takali's teammate Young and his co-driver Malcolm Reed received their FIA trophies from Federation Vice President Maury Chandler for winning the production class in 2015. Young is, of course, hoping for a 2016 repeat.
Oh, for sure. It's good to be back in 2016. I think it's my 5th time in the APRC, so really looking forward to it. And the Cusco Subaru is ready to go. And we've got a new car for this year, so should be really good, and I'm sure it'll be a challenging year again. You know, the championship's long, and there's plenty of fast events, but then some of them are quite tough. And you know, with only 6 events, you really need to get points in each one. Otherwise, you drop one, then you're sort of back to 0 again. So, you know, you've got to have a bit of a level head and make sure you finish.
Australian driver Scott Pedder has entered the New Zealand event in his 2-wheel drive Renault Clio in preparation for another shot at the World Rally Championship.
This is all practice for a couple of weeks' time in Portugal for the World Championship, so you know we want to try and replicate as much as we can the speed that we're going to be doing in a couple of weeks. So you know it's going to be an interesting weekend, I think.
Following Pedder, 3 competitors from Japan, headed by our Resti team driver Fuyuhiko Takahashi in a Subaru Impreza. Like his countrymen, his main goal is to finish.
Yeah, this is a very beautiful round, and I enjoy this New Zealand rally. I entering this New Zealand the first time, so I do my best.
Makoto Kawahara first competed in Whangarei in 2013, returning this year to drive a Mitsubishi Evo 8 with experienced co-driver Osamu Yoda.
You love New Zealand road?
Yes, very beautiful surface.
Right. And you have an expert co-driver?
Driving the astronaut Subaru is Tatsuo Koizumi, also returning to the New Zealand roads.
Yes, road is very smooth and good condition. Very fantastic for me.
The start of the event is held at sunset on the Timatau Apoi Bridge, with a traditional Māori welcome and plenty of local support. After the start ceremony, the competitors have 2 runs over a 1 kilometre stage around Poi Island. Gill wins both tests to hold a 3.8 second overnight lead on Crime. Pera is third fastest, 5 seconds ahead of Takali. The night stage brings big drama for Young. Before the start, there's a problem as soon as the lights are turned on. Then he gets just 10 metres into the first test and the Subaru stops. The Cusco crew is onto the problem, but it is a severe setback.
We started with a 10-minute handicap already, which is kind of bad, but you know, what can you do? You just carry on, and tomorrow's another day.
And we'll also definitely be there tomorrow, so join us after the break for all the action and drama from day 1 of the International Rally of Whangarei. There's a 10-minute service for competitors before they launch into 155 kilometres of some of the world's fastest rally roads at the International Rally of Whangarei. The Cusco team has sorted the electrical problem with Young's car and he will restart, albeit with a 14-minute penalty.
4, 3, 2, 1, go. 30 short, 3 left in.
India's Gaurav Gill is first on the road, and with the amount of gravel on the stages, it's a severe disadvantage. His car looks unsettled going into the cambered corners and lacks traction getting out of them.
3 right long. Long corner tightens medium to 3 right long.
Even though he's the gravel sweeper, Gill still wins the 17-kilometre stage by 2.2 seconds. And surprisingly, it's not Gill's MRF Skoda teammate who's second fastest. It's Young. He has his Group N Cusco Easy Racing Subaru flying, a mere 1/10 of a kilometre slower than the R5 Skoda.
Yeah, 6 right.
Crime is third fastest as he settles into his first event on gravel. Scott Petter in his R2 Renault is 9 seconds slower than Gill's stage-winning time. Understandably, given that the Clio has 2-wheel drive only. Rounding out the top 5 times is Takali, with new co-driver Noriko Takeshita.
30, left 5 plus, opens 170.
Takali is a minute off Gill's time, and maybe there is an engine problem. On the next stage, not far from the start, the Cusco car has its hazard lights on and is driving slowly. Takali pulls over so as not to hold up any of the following competitors.
We have lost power. It's not moving faster than anything. So it's just going above 20 kilometers an hour. So we decided to pull off and not block the way of the fellow competitors.
Unlike Takali, another driver in trouble, Japanese entrant Koizumi, creates some controversy as he drives slowly through the stage, holding up New Zealand Rally Championship competitors. Only after several frustrating minutes are they able to get by and resume their battle for top New Zealand Series honours. While Koizumi is in trouble, his countrymen are battling over 4th place in the APRC, with Kawahara 38 seconds in front of Takahashi. After 4 stages, Pera is sitting comfortably in 3rd place, 52 seconds behind Gill. But thoughts of a podium are dashed on stage 5 when the Renault stops with a broken engine, just 2 kilometres into the stage. At the head of the field, Gill continues his dominance of the stage times by winning all the morning tests and heading back to lunchtime service with a 52-second lead. Given that it's Gill's first full-speed stages in the Fabia R5, he's very happy and has spent the morning learning about the new car.
Just trying to tweak up suspension, trying to learn the chassis and learn how the tyres are working and responding. It's been good, all under control. We're going to keep maintaining that pace and keep learning with the chassis.
Crime has had a conservative start to his first morning rallying on gravel and is wondering if he needs to write his pace notes differently.
Yeah, sometimes not the best because it's a big difference to tarmac pace notes. And yeah, but I'm looking forward and I think with every K this would be better.
Young has been second fastest on all 4 stages, and with a mixture of his own outright speed and other competitors' problems, he's managed to haul himself back from last place to 5th overall.
2 left, drop, 50.
And the Kiwi's confident he can make up more time in the afternoon.
Yeah, I think so. The roads will be a lot more swept and probably a lot better grip where in places where we were losing where it was quite slippery. But I think if we keep in those lines, it'll be really good grip this afternoon. But still have to watch the tyres a bit. We've gone through quite a few and they're wearing quite badly. But hopefully since the roads doesn't have less stones on it, it'll work a bit better.
60 humps.
Although Young's Cusco teammate Takali ended up retiring during the morning, he does have some good news.
Yes, I think we had a problem with the throttle sensor, and I think they can fix it, I'm sure. And as the new rule goes, maybe we can carry on tomorrow.
The afternoon stages repeat the morning tests, and for the top APRC competitors, it'll be their first time running on roads swept clean of loose gravel. And what a difference it makes. Gill going 30 seconds faster on his second run through the 17-kilometre Marumaku stage. With the improved and more predictable grip, Crime 2 starts to build some confidence, and he wins stages 8 and 9. In the midfield, there's still a battle on for 3rd and 4th overall between Japanese competitors Kawahara and Takahashi, with Mitsubishi driver Kawahara just ahead. Both drivers are under threat from 5th place Young, who's consistently 6 seconds a kilometre faster. By stage 8, Young is up to 4th, and at the finish of stage 9 has fought his way to 3rd overall. Catching the Skodas might be a little more difficult, but there is a glimmer of hope in that regard when Young wins the final stage of the day, 3 seconds faster than Crime.
8 left minus short 80, 6 right, then 8 left 50.
It's a damaging stage for Gill, who gets a puncture near the finish, then limps on, losing 40 seconds and the rally lead. Crime hasn't been the fastest driver of the day, but with 2 stage wins and growing confidence, back at evening service, he's well pleased with his progress.
Yeah, thank you. It was a very good day for us. Especially the afternoon was very good, and I was very surprised about the difference from the loose gravel to the lane in the afternoon, and yeah, now I'm really happy.
Well, tomorrow you start number 1 on the road and lead the rally away.
Yeah, great feeling. But yeah, it's not so important for us to win this rally. It's more important that we see the finish line tomorrow.
Skoda Motorsport director Mikkel Hirabanek is happy that both drivers have made progress through the day, and is especially pleased with Crime now leading the event.
Young drivers from Europe, from Germany, with practically no experience on gravel, and that's why APRC 2016 will be a big challenge for them, and at the same moment big chance to improve their skills on gravel. And all the rallies are unique, they are special. And I think the APRC Championship is a very good chance for all drivers, and all the rallies are on a very good level.
With his problems on the last 2 stages, Gill drops to second, 5 seconds behind Crime. And like most of the drivers, he can't believe the excessive tyre wear he's experienced during the day.
I guess it's the new chassis. It's putting down more power with everything working. The tires obviously has to be harder, I guess. And there's so much more gravel and it's very rough out there. And it's obviously so fast. So everything put together, I think it's pretty hard for the tire. We lost about, 45-50 seconds to our teammates. So we're down, 4-5 seconds now. So I think we're going to start second tomorrow.
Over at Cusco Easy Racing, Young's happy with his speed through the day.
Yeah, we started with a 14-minute handicap, but we seem to have pulled most of that back and we're sitting in 3rd place. So at the start of the day, I didn't really think that was possible. So that's going really good, and we've set some pretty respectable times as well against R5. So I'm pretty happy.
Sadly for Takahashi, a fuel pump problem forces him to withdraw from the event.
This afternoon I driving a very smooth, but my engine stopped after refuel. So I couldn't drive again. Yeah, stopped. And I watched the other competitors go driving, and very well.
With Takahashi out, the best placed of the Japanese drivers is Kawahara in 4th, followed by Koizumi 5th. New restart rules mean that Takali is still classified as being in the event, although he has accumulated a 60-minute penalty for each stage missed during the day. After the break, the battle continues for first place on these classic New Zealand rally roads. Dawn on day 2 of the International Rally of Whangarei reveals it's been raining, although so far only enough to dampen the dust. Takali is happy to be restarting.
Good morning.
Good morning. 3, 2, 1, go.
The Indian driver is looking forward to getting some much-needed mileage as he works into the season. But as he exits this bridge, he clips it. He is able to continue, but a few kilometres later, with the tyre deflated, he's unable to steer properly and hits a bank. It causes a lot of damage. So, sadly for the Cusco driver, it's 2 retirements in 2 days.
Well, what's happened is happened, and you always try well and you always want to do well. And sometimes you have bad luck, or just 1 centimeter you are off the line. Sometimes it happens in racing, so it's all the part of the game, and you should move forward, I think.
At the front of the field, Young's on a mission this morning. First winning the 28-kilometre Springfield Test, a classic New Zealand rally stage with plenty of fast crests as it races across the ridgetops. And then showing that win was no fluke, as he's fastest on the next test too. Unfortunately, in terms of outright results, it's all in vain, there's still a 13-minute gap between him and the Skodas. Gill is quicker than Crime by 23 seconds on Springfield, retaking the lead and giving himself an 18-second buffer. However, in the next two stages, that lead comes under threat as his Skoda begins to lose turbo boost. And there's a real concern that the problem might be even more serious. Crime uses the opportunity to claw back some time, and by the finish of stage 13, as the cars head to service, the gap's down to just 9 seconds. Behind the leading trio, Kawahara continues his good run, holding on to fourth. Unfortunately, Koizumi's rally comes to an end on stage 12.
SS 今日1本目は走ったんですけれども
First SS complete, but reason is suddenly engine broken, so therefore retirement.
Back at service, Gill's co-driver Glenn McNeil is hoping that the Skoda mechanics can fix their turbo problem.
We've had a boost issue since the first stage, so it's making boost, it's just making about half what it should, so it's been a bit difficult to drive. It hasn't got the pull out of the corners and hasn't got the speed down the straights either. The boys are working on it now and hopefully they've found the problem, so hopefully they can get it sorted on time and we can get the car back to the way it should be. And I think if we can do that, then we should be all right.
Crime has grown in confidence during the rally, according to his co-driver Frank Christian.
You can feel he is really more comfortable with the car and he's trusting more the car and the tires and the grip level. And for sure today the stage a little bit faster than yesterday. And now with the weather conditions it's different, but as I said, it's learning.
Young and co-driver Malcolm Reed are cross-entered in the New Zealand Championship round here in Whangarei, and even in a Group N car have been very competitive.
You know, being the home soil, and it's something Mike hasn't actually done, is the National Championship here. So by joining the category for this round, it's meant we've had another benchmark and another group of cars to compare ourselves to. And once again, he's won a couple of stages and been knocking on the door of the top 5.
Gill and McNeil's turbo boost worries are laid to rest on the rerun through Springfield, when they're easily fastest in their MRF Skoda, winning the stage by 20 seconds and taking their lead out to almost half a minute. They win the next test too. Then, in a wet final stage, they ease off and win the rally by 30.4 seconds.
Although it's my first time driving this car, it's not bad to finish the weekend like that. Had a lot of drama since yesterday, but yeah, I mean, I had to push a little bit extra in some parts of the stage and some stages, so it's fared out well. But it's good fun to drive it for the first time and be on top.
Supporters are there to wave the German flag as Crime approaches the finish line, securing a 1-2 for the MRF Tyres team.
Great feeling on the last stage, yeah, heavy rain in middle of the stage, and it was quite slippery, but yeah, we are happy to be here in the finish. We had, I think, every surface, from dry tarmac to dry gravel to wet gravel to wet tarmac, and yeah, I think we have learned a lot.
After his seriously troubled start, Young has once again shown his fighting spirit to take the final place on the podium.
After the trouble we had on Friday night, and now to show our pace, I was pretty happy with that. You know, it's been a tough weekend for us, but I think overall the result was good and the speed is there.
Yeah. How was this afternoon?
Had a really massive moment in the last stage. I think both of us were lucky to sort of make it around the corner.
Pro.
Kawahara also has a last-minute scare, nearly going off on the slippery final stage, but he recovers to finish a fine 4th. Final places and times show that it was tight at the top, with 30 seconds between first and second. And if Young hadn't copped a 14-minute penalty, he would have separated the Skodas. In the Worth Cup, Gill leads by a handy 7 points heading into the next round in Australia. Join us in a few weeks' time when we bring you all the action from Rally of Queensland. In the meantime, keep up with all the action and news on our website, APRC.tv.
4, 3, 2, 1. Into right leg long.